Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Now, if you are like me, you're a bit of a bride who was looking for every option to cut a few $100s. Now, I want to lay this out for you. Some wedding trends that are actually costing you thousands and are not entirely necessary to your day. Hi everyone, my name is Grace. I am the founder and owner of Budget Wedding Stories, where we help couples like you have incredible memories for affordable prices. And I know that I am constantly, when I was getting married, I was constantly looking for every nook and cranny that I could save a few $100 on. And these were some of the things that came out on top for me. And I think as we go over the next decade or so, we might see peter out or definitely change because of their pricing. Now, number one, I'm going to be honest, I love them. I work with a lot of great ones. I've had a lot of great experiences with them, but content creators, I think, come in as number one, because what content creators are is essentially a service that has sprung up from a deficiency in another service, which is all good business, of course. But content creators, I noticed, started turning up because videographers started prioritizing cool shots and aesthetics rather than actual moments of the day, aka what they're hired to be there for. I know if I was a bride, I would much prefer those candid moments between guests and the laughs and the chatter in the background and the cheers rather than those epic slow-mo shots. Now, I have nothing against slow-mo shots. I actually filmed most of my wedding B-roll in slow-mo shots. But I know for a lot of videographers, they didn't really care about that. And obviously, they shouldn't be wedding videographers if they don't care about essential moments like that matter to the couple. But they were often more focused on the drone shot of the venue, or setting up a four multicam setup rather than actually getting those moments, those really candid moments that people value afterwards. I know for me, a big part of me going into wedding videography was watching my own parents' wedding video and just seeing all the little cheesy moments in between, the smiles, the laugh. Probably one of the most vivid memories I have of my parents' wedding video is the type of tea that my mum was drinking on the morning of her wedding, because she did her tea exactly the same way that I did mine, despite her berating me for putting too much sugar in my tea nowadays. So that was just something that was so surreal to me. Like, oh my goodness, my mum and I have the exact same tea, even though she's tried to discourage me from having my tea that way all my life. And so little beautiful moments like that really should be the job of the videographer. But since videography's become this very elite kind of luxurious kind of thing, it's as a result sacrificing those really intimate, beautiful moments. And if videographers pull their head in the game, I think you'll see a lot less content creators around in the future, especially since it is pretty expensive, and they're starting to actually really increase their prices to outpace kind of that more affordable videography rate. And on top of that, I know that most brides somewhere, especially Gen Z brides, have someone who is excellent at taking photos and videos behind the scenes and stills like that on the day. So I don't see content creation being around for a long time. That's my personal opinion as someone who's been in the wedding industry for 10 years, but we will see. Favors, wedding favors. You know, if you've been around for a little bit, you know that this is my most hated part of wedding day, because some wedding favors can be absolutely phenomenal. I've seen some fantastic ones, even some that I've taken a couple myself when I've seen that there's been a lot left over on a day. But wedding favors, people, unless they're really, really, really cool, really practical, really useful, a lot of them just get left behind on the day. And I think couples are recognizing that and responding to that and adapting by not ordering as many or not having them at all, or having them in lieu of something else. Number 3, bridal parties as a whole. One of the most interesting trends that I'm definitely seeing in the lower budget wedding sphere especially, and this is something that's always kind of been there because it's a little bit more on the affordable end, but even with our full day coverage, is I'm really seeing the death of bridal parties. I'm really seeing the death of bridal parties that stand on up there during the ceremony on the stage, there may be some people who are in a coordinated colour, who are close to the bridal party, and who may be there at the prep, who are probably there for bachelor party celebrations and stuff like that. But they're not standing up there with the couple on stage. They're not exactly getting paid for makeup on the morning of, and they're not having the same privileges and experiences as the traditional bridal party may have had 10 years ago. I think this is in part as well to more expensive bachelorette and bachelor parties that we're seeing easily up to a year out, some being interstate, some even international, especially in Australia where we're on an island. So I think, the death of the traditional bridal party is something that I'm definitely seeing. And another alternate of that, so it may not be, you may not opt for a bridal party, like killing the bridal party completely, but the kind of choose your own bridal party wedding dress. I think that's a great alternative. I don't think it'll be around for super long because it is really hard to coordinate specific colour with outfits, and even though it's like, okay, let's go for a blush pink, everyone has slightly different variations and tones of blush pink, so much so that it's like, oh, like, did you really get the coordination? I think it's a fantastic trend, especially if it's a bit more affordable for couples. I think that's a great idea, but I think we might see a bit more of that, but a little bit more coordination with the outfits. But that's very up to the individual wedding as well. Number 4, thankfully, the bouquet and garter toss. This is something that I've literally seen decline in real time, especially the garter toss. It's coming off as very niche, sometimes a little bit bogany, depending on how it is done. But I'm definitely seeing less and less of the flower toss. It's becoming quite rare, actually. And I think that's hand in hand with a little bit more toned down receptions as well. That's something interesting to observe. But it means you get to save on potentially purchasing a garter and potentially purchasing another set of bouquet flowers, because, fun tip, you do not want to be throwing your main set of flowers. Please do not throw your main set of flowers. Throw a bridesmaid bouquet instead. And if you're rich enough, you can afford a literal individual bouquet just for the toss as well. So that's something that we're seeing quite disappear, very interestingly. Just helping couples have slightly more of an affordable day. Even though traditions are fun, it's up to you if this is one that you want to skip. And ultimately, number 5, and this is the biggest one. This is something that's massive and something that we deal with probably at least for almost half, if not more, of our weddings. It's the couple going, okay, I want to have a big wedding party later, but I'm having the ceremony and the vows today. And they keep it nice and intimate, 10 people or less. And they have a wonderful little ceremony and it's really cute. Sometimes it's an elopement that they keep secret and then they're going to reveal it on their engagement party. So you're seeing a lot more of that, the surprise engagement turned wedding celebration. But definitely the more intimate I do moments. And even sometimes on the wedding day, couples are opting to have the vows privately before the ceremony rather than within the ceremony itself, which I find really interesting. And it's usually the personalized vows rather than the legal ones, but that's something to consider as well for your own day, if that's something that's a little bit more affordable. So going and getting a registry wedding straight away, but then a year or so down the track, having the full wedding celebration. Anyway, what are some wedding trends that you think are costing people a lot of money that we'll probably see die off in the next 10 years or so? It's interesting to watch weddings change, and I'm very excited to see where we are in the future. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for joining. If you want to have a bit more of an affordable day, be sure to stick around. Anyway, see you in the next video.